Results, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that first and foremost, I think we have to speak about the travelling support. I thought it was out of this world. It was fantastic. In terms of our performance, a lot of uncharacteristic stuff really. Good away goals that we haven't recently. I've got a goalkeeper with a ruptured groin. So when he's done that, I don't know, but there was a lot of, like I say, uncharacteristic stuff, that goals that we gave away, and that makes it very, very difficult for yourself to get any kind of foothold in the game. I didn't think we actually started that badly, if I'm honest. But like I say, pretty much everything that could go wrong for us went wrong.
Uncharacteristic in defence, I should say. It's been a long time since Tranby did concede 5 goals.
Yeah, obviously we're disappointed with that because we have standards. Previous 5 games we've been superb, and then today pretty much everything that could go wrong over the space of 5-6 games went wrong for us. Even right down to, everything. But listen, we take our medicine. We know that we didn't do what we normally have been doing, and we dust ourselves down and we'll pull it apart, and we won't forget the previous 5 games, and we'll just, if there's anything to be learned from it, I think a lot of stuff's individual crazy stuff that's so uncharacteristic. It's important that we don't get too carried away.
A change to the starting 11 today, and Eddie Clark coming out of the team. Not very often that manager change within teams. What was you thinking behind taking Eddie Clark out?
Well, that's not true, is it? Because I've changed the team quite a lot and it's been winning. We believe that we did the right things in order to try and get results with the squad that we have at our disposal. We'll always try and do that. I'll take responsibility if it doesn't go our way, but if we're blaming a left back decision for losing some of the goals that we're losing, then we're nitpicking. There's a lot more that I'm disappointed about than that. A lot more of both with the ball and without the ball, set plays, just so uncharacteristic. And we've had a massive blow. We've lost a very influential player and my goalkeeper. So pretty much everything that could go wrong is going against us.
You say that Davis has he ruptured his groin?
Yeah, he's ruptured his groin, we feel, so he's going to be out for some time. So we'll have to try and adjust and adapt to that as quickly as possible, and have a think about how we want to go with that. But that's certainly a big blow for us.
Lionel Cole playing in there today and playing on the right and behind the striker. Did you feel like you lacked a bit of width in the first half, a natural width, should I say, sorry, in the first half?
No, he played exactly the same as he played in the last game, and you would have all said how good the width was. It's just the way that the game went for us. We played the same shape as what we played on the previous game. It just didn't pan out the way that we wanted it to do. We didn't get people into the areas that we had been getting them into because we didn't keep the ball well enough. And when we got it in there, we get it away too cheaply at times, or the decision making just wasn't what it's been like for the previous 5 games.
Connor Jennings putting a shift in today and got himself on the score sheet at the end of the game. Do you feel that he's not being protected by the referee as much in games? Because as the past few games, there's a few teams who are putting 2 or 3 players in Jennings down since his recent good performances.
I don't think it's the time to talk about that. I don't think that's what people want to hear. I think I'm more concerned about the performance really on the day. I think we'll digest that and we'll go over that. Like I say, some of the goals are so uncharacteristic that I can't really be getting people in this evening or tomorrow and working on something that I know that these players just don't do. That's not me taking any credit away from Fylde, because they've punished us for that, but some of the goals that we gave away are just been goals that we've just never really seen before. So we won't get too disappointed with it, but what we won't do is overreact to it. We'll look at it, and if there's anything that we have to speak to people about, then we'll do that.
Do you see it as a slip? And I know you're still 6th in the table, but is that a slip or just a minor blip?
Well, I've got to be careful what I say now, because you guys are looking for headlines now, aren't you? I'm disappointed. It's not been our day. We've got an awful lot wrong. We're disappointed. We're respectful of Fylde getting the result against us. Listen, we always do that. But from our point of view, a lot of stuff was so uncharacteristic that it just wasn't us. And you're scratching your head as to why we've made certain decisions and people have reacted probably poorly to a bit of a setback, or other people doing things that they, even on the pitch, find strange. So sometimes it's difficult for, I mean, I've been out there myself and many times and found it myself, and we'll all speak about character and you've got to bounce back from that at the times, but I think if you combed over all the goals, you would say that they were pretty shocking, let's be honest.
Up the plus side, Micky, 2 goals for Tranmere and a fantastic performance from the fans today. You made it feel like a home match at times.
Well, that's the disappointing thing. Not if we've dropped 3 points. The performance hasn't been good enough. The guys and women and kids and that have turned up in great numbers to support us. We haven't performed the way that we have performed, and we never did that support justice today, we know that. But like I say, we're not going to get carried away. We'll dust ourselves down and get on with it. The fans will be there again for us, we know that. They know that we are gutted, we're disappointed for them. But it's the first game in 6 that we haven't won. So we've got to bear all that in mind and not get too carried away and dust ourselves down, make everybody know that we're disappointed, because we're bad losers. We don't like getting beaten. I'll take myself away now and comb over my performance. If there was anything that I could have changed or done, rest assured I'll be honest enough and I'll stand up to that and I'll improve from it.
And you're still 6, so it's not all doom and gloom. You're still in playoffs.
Well, it's just because we lose, because we're Tranmere. It's easy to play against Tranmere and play for Tranmere. I keep telling everybody that. You've got to be up for every game because everybody's up for it to play against you. So we knew that today, we spoke about that before. We knew the form we were in, that we were always a scout for people, but the form that we're in, you can't make mistakes like the ones that we made today and expect to have to score like 5-6 goals to win a game of football. That's always going to be very difficult for you. So we will, like I say, take our medicine, dust ourselves down, get back to what we do, work hard. If there was anything we need to do, we'll work on it, we'll draw a line under it and we'll move on.
Do you think because, as you say, there were uncharacteristic errors that we haven't seen for so long, it'll make it that little bit easier to move on for it instead of maybe a 1-0 90th minute defeat?
I think you've got a point there, yeah, and I think it's the manner and the goals that we gave away that were so shocking to us, wasn't it? Really, I mean, you guys have watched us week after week after week, and you'll be saying the same. And that's again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Fylde. I'm an honest manager who I'll take my medicine, but I won't get too carried away. I'll have a look at it, comb over it. If it's an individual error, I'll put it down to that. I won't blame 10 other guys for an individual error, because that's not the way that it should be. But we'll break it down. If we can improve from it, then we will.
Tough afternoon for Luke Billing coming in against really difficult circumstances. How did you feel he did?
Well, it's hard to. For me, I'm not going to. He's very, very young, isn't he? And he's learning the game. And he's brave enough to go on there and go and attack the game. And like you said, it's difficult. Some of the defending in front of him is so uncharacteristic. If there's something that he can improve on as well, we will look at that as well. But it's just not been a great day for us, is it?
Is he likely to get a run in the side with Scott, or might you look for someone else?
Well, that's what I say. We'll get our heads together. We're not going to knee-jerk react on anything. We're in a good position in the league and we've worked very hard to get there. So we'll have a look at that, and if there's something that needs to be done for the best of Tranmere, then we'll do that. But we'll have a look at that, and we'll be calculated about that. It won't be anything that will push the panic button on. Rest assured, I hope my whole demeanour is just coming across because I've lost a game of football. I hate losing at anything. I've lost a game, but listen, we're in a great position in the league, and we're Tranmere. We're a fantastic club. That won't change. We've got the moral. We'll have sore heads because we're annoyed about that, but we've still got a great club tomorrow. And
can I just check, Jerry McDonough, I think his loan expires tomorrow. You going to extend that?
Well, we'll get our heads together on that one as well. We've already had chats about that between ourselves, and again, we'll focus on that when we need to. I think tonight it's about digesting a performance that was very uncharacteristic of us. We're very disappointed about that. We'll all take responsibility in that. Gutted for the fans, turned up in great numbers, but we'll bounce back.